Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cover a bunch of results over the past weekends. So we have BCS, Costa Rica, as well as a bunch of WGPs. And I think Tokyo had 2 blocks, so we're going to cover all the results with the set 13 meta, just kind of seeing how the standard, I guess, environment kind of evolves and just see how impactful that set really is. If you guys haven't done it already, click that subscribe button for all the notifications on my new videos coming out very, very soon. And you know, when I drop my Harry deck profile later on in the season, then you get, you know, notifications once it comes out. If you guys need any coaching as well, hit me up on my Metafy. My link is in the bottom right hand corner. Feel free to book a session and we can get started. So looking at the BCS Costa Rica standard top 8. So this event only had standard. This shows 2 Minerva, 1 Willistar, 1 Gandiva, 1 Overlord, Jet, Zorga, and a Michu. I don't think we've seen Michu top in... I actually don't know. It's been so long since I've seen this deck top. And I don't even know if it even got a top. It probably did in the Springfest season, but in solos, yeah, we've barely seen that top. So very cool to see. I do note that Costa Rica is very similar to a smaller regional where it's a very, how should I say, congested number of players. So a small number of players, so, you know, people are pretty proficient in a lot of their, you know, favorite picks. And, you know, sometimes, you know, the meta matchups, you know, the, you know, gameplay, how you go into different matchups. Yeah, that's just how it is. And sometimes maybe in the standard format, if you get lucky, you hit the OT, you hit early crits, you know, it kind of spells game over for your opponent. But yeah, nonetheless, very, very cool to see. And then the top 4 is Willistar taking first place. Second was the Gandiva. Third was Michu. Very cool that, you know, Michu got its World's Invite, and then just falling short, 4th with the Minerva. So I guess I'll just put it out there. I've been saying this thing like again and again and again. I think Minerva is one of the decks to kind of look out for during the BCS season. Obviously, we don't have collab decks, and the fact that the deck still tops in, you know, the JP side of things with the collab sets, it just shows how strong the deck really is. So yeah, I'm not, you know, counting Minerva out. We probably will see more results of it in the coming BCS events. I know that this weekend there's Sydney, so the one I'm going to, as well as Richmond and then Malaysia as well. So I'm, you know, bound to see more Minervas. So yeah, very, very cool. Then jumping to Block A of WGP Season 2 for Tokyo, majority of players are looking to play Mygo and Jejuled as well as Youthbeg, and obviously tapping onto Bastion as well, and Leonor. I think those are the big 5 decks in the, you know, set 13 meta at the moment. And to be honest, that is kind of what we expect, right? These decks are probably the biggest powerhouses of the standard format for the set 13 meta. And then obviously, you know, we still have diversity cuts. So you'll see, you know, a bunch of other things roaming around there, but majority, a lot of these set 13 decks, and essentially the big 3, you know, protagonist decks along with Bastion and Mygo. Then the topping team brought Training Tools, Mygo, and Morphonica. I think this might be Rio's team, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he won one of them. I think it was this one. I think this was his team. The Morphonica play, I think, went undefeated or something. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, again, a collab deck that, you know, just shows how powerful that deck is. And, you know, it's not even like, you know, a main set deck, and we can still see the potential main set decks. If you see the second place, Gandiva, Jejuled, and Chaos, and then obviously the third one with Jejuled, Youth, and Mygo, and then 4th place was Jejuled, Bastion of Court, and Magnolia Mask. So all these decks are like pretty formidable, very formidable, if I gotta say. And then, you know, collab decks, you know, still into the mix, still showing results, and, you know, these players, you know, just doing what they're doing. So, you know, don't count your deck out. I think this is one of the key things in standard. You know, if you know your stuff, get along with it. We've seen in Korea where there's like, you know, WGPs where Greedon has won it and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So, you know, if you know your matchups, if you know your game, pick up the deck, start playing, and, you know, play to, I guess, you know, what the meta is like. Then looking at Block B is a little bit different, so very dominant with Youthberg, and then Shamu, which is the new ride line from Lyrical Set 4. Juju and Herminia are like, I guess, the next portion, so to say. And then there's Leonon, Bastion, and Mygo as well. And then obviously, you know, diversity cut, giving the rest of the one deck distributions. Then the winning team brought Youth, Shamu, and Training Tools. Second was Youthberg, Mygo, and Nirvana Jeva, sorry. Nirvana Jeva. So that's with the new Set 13 support. And then third was a Willista, Leonon, and Viman's Bruce. I haven't seen that top in a while. And then fourth was Leonon, Ezel, and I always forget this guy's name. The Be Hero guy. Yeah, well, whatever his name is. I was about to say Welstra, but I know Welstra because I tested a lot with Welstra. So yeah, the Be Hero guy, well, whatever his name is. So yeah, very cool, you know, mix of decks. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt. Diversity cut is still a thing in Japan, but nonetheless, you know, these players are, you know, playing in a team format, and sometimes if you are playing in a teams format, you can lose, one member can lose like, you know, 0x and then the other two carry. You know, there are some situations like that, so obviously take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, you can see like Youthberg is predominant, Leonon's predominant, and again we saw Mygo, Training Tools, and then, you know, Willista is still good. So these decks, these are the ones that you really want to take notice of, which is the most impactful in the Set 13 meta as a whole. Then jumping to the Deluxe Cup in Hiroshima. So again, predominant with Youthberg, and then Jujul, Mygo, Shamu, and Bastion. You know, very, very formidable decks. Jeva as well, and then just a bunch of other stuff. And we do see like a Labrador there too. And then, yeah, Labrador ended up coming third, with the first place being Jujul, Youth, and Shamu, and then second was Mygo, the Be Hero guy again, I always forget his name, and then Herminia. Third was Youth, Labrador, and Shamu, and then fourth was Jujul, Mygo, and Bastion, of course. So I think coming from those results, we can definitely see Shamu might be like one of those decks that kind of picks up in popularity, especially in the standard format. Maybe a meta-defining deck coming out of the Lyrical Set 4. But then again, you know, Labrador's still another deck, and maybe it's just because Labrador sneaked in by diversity cut. But, you know, it's not to say that this player may have not just gone like, you know, X0 the whole tournament, right? So yeah, very, very cool result from the Japan side. And then we also had WGP Season 4 for Korea, highly dominated by Mygo, and then one Youthberg, Mikazuki, Leonon, Zorga, and Prison. Pretty much decks that you kind of expect to see. And then first place was a Youthberg, second was Mygo, third was Mikazuki, Munechika, and then fourth was Mygo. So all of these decks very predominant with Youthberg, predominant with Mygo. Mygo just seems to be like a collab deck I think everyone's picking up right now. You know, splash of Leonon, lots of Jujul, and yeah, that's just kind of how it unravels. And then obviously with the introduction of Set for Lyrical, we can definitely see, you know, Shamu being like one of these newer decks that comes into the metagame. And yeah, that's kind of it for the results this weekend. If you guys enjoyed this video, pop a like, comment down below what you guys think of all the results this weekend. If there's anything that, you know, strikes out to you, hit me up in the comments and let me know. Really, really cool to see, you know, what, I guess, how the standard format kind of evolves at the moment, how things are changing, and obviously, you know, slow increments of newer sets coming through, just kind of seeing how everything just kind of goes into the mix. If you guys haven't done it already, I said at the start of the video, pop that subscribe, baby, get all the notifications for all my new videos coming out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.